Hola mi amigos, and welcome back to Into Fishing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some surf fishing tips that are specifically targeted for vacationers that may just be doing it once a year, as well as talking about some Walmart do's and don'ts, what to buy and what not to buy when you're on vacation. So stick around, I have visuals, so you're not going to want to miss it. I'm in my freshly cleaned out garage, by the way. I want to get you guys a backdrop so you don't have to look at this hideous paneling. So let's get into it. I've been surf fishing my whole life. I caught my first fish right off the beach when I was 2 years old. Saltwater catfish. It's mounted in my bedroom right now. But I didn't realize till later in life that I was doing a lot of things wrong and could have been way more productive out there. But we will discuss all those things. So if your family was like mine, when you go on vacation, the first thing you do after you get settled in the hotel was hit up Walmart. My mom and aunt would head over to the grocery section while me and my cousins and my dad and uncle would head straight to the fishing section to pick out some stuff for that week. So that leads me to the first thing I want to talk about, and that is what to buy and what not to buy at Walmart. So the first thing I want to show you is what not to buy at Walmart. And here we have, and this isn't even a bad one. They have a lot more gaudy ones, but they were bought out because everybody's been buying them to surf fish on vacation. But these rigs right here, they normally have a lot more beads and shiny things on them. So rule of thumb when surf fishing, less is better. Unless you're targeting shark, don't use a still leader. Mono or fluoro is the way to go. But we'll get into that in a second. But anything, all this dangliness, all these shiny things, no, not necessary. Can deter some fish away for sure. So don't buy these type of rigs. Instead, I'm gonna show you some things next to buy that I actually personally use all the time. So these rigs right here, I'm gonna show you one by one. You will catch whiting, pompano, blue, you will catch so many things on this. You have a fluoro leader, I'm pretty sure, or mono leader, either one, better than that metal. You have some small hooks already on there. You have one swivel and one snap at the bottom for a weight. Here's even more simple. A little spot mullet pompano rig, all inclusive. You have the little red bead, hook, swivel, and that's it. These, I love them all. They're all about the same. There's a section that has a bunch of them. Simple is better. And the best thing about these rigs, $1.50 to $2.50 each. That is it. And you're going on vacation, you're already probably spending close to $2,500 on a condo for the week. The less money you can spend, the better. Also on vacation, simplify. You don't want to be rigging up your own rigs. You don't want to be tying up. These are pre-made. You just take it, tie it to your main line, throw a weight in the bottom, and it's good to go. As far as weights go for those rigs in the surf, you want to use pyramid weights. These guys right here, I don't know if you can see them in my hand, you have 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce. 2 to 3 ounces is probably your bread and butter. Again, less is better. If you can use a 1 ounce, use a 1 ounce, but the surf normally won't allow that. But these are the weights, they just go right on the bottom of the leader, and they're perfect. They hold in the surf really good, unless it's just crazy out there, the wind's blowing, or a lot of seagrass. If the current is really bad, like really bad, almost unfishable, or there's a lot of grass, you will have to use something called a Spudnik weight, or some people call it a spider weight. But this guy right here, you'll see these, they're a bit more expensive, but they will hold you in there pretty good. All right, the rigs I just showed you are perfect for whiting, pompano, bluefish, I catch them on there. Just any species, ladyfish will hit them, anything and everything will hit those. But if you want to have a little extra fun, something that the kids will love is shark fishing. So let's say you catch a whiting on one of those rigs, use that whiting, cut it up in little chunky bait pieces. You can buy, Walmart sells these shark rigs. I love them. They sell a couple different kinds. But this leader right here, it does not tangle up. It's not just like that rigid wire. It bends a lot more. But it's okay for the beach. You know, you're not going to be targeting 8-foot sharks off the beach. You know, hopefully you get like a 3 or 4 footer, something manageable, something fun for the kids. But little shark rigs right here, you can just tie to your main line. And to go above those shark rigs, above the leader on my main line, I like to use these sliders right here. They come in different types, but you can put them on your main line. You can change out the different weights as needed. That's what I like. I don't know how well you can see them. But yeah, you can change out the weights as needed on there. It works perfect. It allows that pyramid weight to dig in and you loosen your drag, and that fish can pull the line out without filling the weight. Now, as far as rods and reels go at Walmart, do not spend a ton of money. You can get something, I promise you can get something for like 40 to 60 bucks that will do you just fine for the week. Unless you're wanting to have something that you can have for years, just buy something for that week. Something that already has line on it. I've done that a million times. Don't worry about spooling up line in your hotel room. If you're going out there to catch pompano and whiting, the line that comes on a Walmart reel, the pre-spooled reels, will be fine, I promise you, for the most part. You could even do like my uncle and buy it when you get there, use it, and return it on your last day on the way home. No, just kidding, don't do that. But one thing I do suggest buying at Walmart that you don't have to have, but is very convenient, is a sand spot. This guy right here, $7. You can put it in the sand and you can just put your rod in it to rig up, because you do not want to lay your rod and reel in the sand. Or you can put it in there and let old Rodney catch the fish for you. One thing I will say about these rigs though, since they're cheap and they really don't have circle hooks on them, is they really don't catch the fish for you. So if you leave them in the rod holder, a lot of times you miss the fish. If you hold them, they work pretty good when you feel the bite, but the hookup ratio is still pretty solid with these. All right, now let's get into what baits to use. And this is a big mistake I made growing up. And we caught some fish. We always caught fish surf fishing, but I'm just saying, like, now that I'm older, I realize I could have done a lot better. And throwing off the beach as a kid, I used cigar minnows and squid. And now that I'm older, I realize, I don't know if that was a thing back then, but no one throws it off the beach. People take a box of frozen squid offshore with them when they're dropping on a reef or something, but they don't really throw it off the beach. So if you're a vacationer, your bait of choice, get you some shrimp. You go to the market, get some fresh shrimp, or you can go get some frozen shrimp. Sometimes the bait shops will have fresh dead shrimp if you ask them. But I'm telling you right now, I've had my butt kicked before several times when I'm using live shrimp or fresh dead shrimp, and the guy beside me is using frozen shrimp. If you're in a school of whiting, they really don't care. I promise you. The pompano may care. I don't know enough to prove that, but the whiting don't care. So get you some shrimp. And another thing, I didn't mention this earlier, but another thing to buy from Walmart that a lot of people use is fish bites. This is, they come in different scents. This is the shrimp scent. Some people put this on by themselves, but what a lot of people do is, because when you use shrimp, it can get picked off real easy. People will put shrimp on and then tip it with this. They'll cut little pieces of it off, just a tiny piece. Tip the end of that hook with shrimp, or shrimp and then fish bite, and throw it out there. So you know, if you get tapped, then you still have this on there. It is hard for them to take this off there. This can sit there for an hour, you know, or longer. It's synthetic. A lot of people swear by it, so try it out. It's kind of expensive, but you get a lot because you're cutting it up into tiny little strips. All right, now I'm gonna get into real quick where and when to fish. If you're on a beach vacation, you're staying in a condo, where are you gonna fish? Right in front of your condo. That's what you're gonna do. And that's okay. But here's another mistake I made when I was a kid, is I would wait, not even a kid, you know, like grown up. I would wait out as far as I could, up to my nipples, till it got uncomfortable, and I would cast. You know, I didn't know if I was casting on a sandbar. I didn't know where I was casting. And then I would walk it back in, or I would just stand out there like an idiot in chest deep water, waiting on a bite, waiting on a shark attack pretty much. Now there are better places to fish on the beach than in front of your condo, but don't go looking for them. Just fish in front of your condo, okay? But to be more productive fishing in front of your condo, look for the sandbars. You should be able to see them, especially if you're staying high up in your condo, you can see where the sandbars are. Fish in the troughs. And the troughs are, so say you're standing on the beach, you normally have a trough. You know, you walk in the water, it starts getting deeper, then you get shallower again, you're up on a sandbar, it's deeper again, and sometimes there's another sandbar. The trough is that area in between the sandbars, okay? Between you and the sandbar is the deeper water. That's where you need to be fishing. I mean, I was casting, trying to cast, you know, to Japan or wherever, but really I needed to cast sometimes 10 yards in front of me. Sometimes it's 50 yards, sometimes it's 10 yards, it can range. But just fish in that deeper water. Don't throw on the sandbar. But another good area to fish is the rip current. So if you see anybody getting sucked out to sea, that's the rip current, and that's where you need to be fishing. So fish the rip current if you see one. Also, you'll be saving lives, because if you're fishing there, they can't swim there. All right, but these are just some quick tips. If you're going on vacation, keep it simple, keep it cheap, and I promise you'll catch some fish. Use the rigs I showed you, not the gaudy ones, the simple ones. Use shrimp. Don't gotta buy fish bites. It's about $6, but use shrimp. Use pyramid weights. I didn't mention this, but get out there if you can early morning before everybody gets on the beach, or in the evening time. That's your best bet. When you start catching catfish at nighttime, it's time to stop unless you want to shark fish. Fish the troughs I talked about. Fish the rip current if you got one accessible. Just get out there, have some fun, catch some fish. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell, and thank you guys. God bless.